Hello friends, welcome to SanskarEdutech. Myself Ashwini Desai and our today's topic is functions in Python. Let's see what is function. Function is a programming block of codes which is used to perform a single related task. It only runs when it is called. We can pass data known as parameters into a function. A function can return data as a result. We have already used some Python built-in function like print. We can also create our own function and these functions are called user-defined functions. Let's see some advantages of functions. First advantage, program development made easy and thus implementation can be done fast. Program testing becomes very easy. A function may be used later by many other programs, means code sharing becomes possible. Code reusability increases, especially there where code involved is long or complicated. A function can be called in other functions. Let's move further to the types of functions. Basically, there are two types of functions, library functions and user-defined functions. Library functions, they are predefined, inbuilt, used as it. For example, SQRT is the function to find the square root of any number. SQRT of 81 gives you 9. The second type is user-defined functions. They are defined by the user or a programmer according to the requirement. For example, def square of a. Another example, print a into a. Here is the example how to define a function. A function can be defined using def keyword in Python. For example, def space function name empty parenthesis followed by colon. What is exactly function calling? After creating a function, call it by using the name of the function followed by parenthesis containing parameters of that particular function. For example, the function name here ABC followed by parenthesis. Let's move further. What is function arguments? Information can be passed into functions as an arguments. Arguments are specified after the function name inside the parenthesis. You can add as many arguments as you want. Just separate them with a comma. The following example has a function with one argument, fname. When the function is called, we pass along a first name which is used inside the function to print the full name. Here is a function example with one argument, def to define a function, space the function name and fname is an argument. We are printing the fname and we called my function 3 times by providing 3 different parameters. Let's see what is exactly function parameter versus function argument. From a function's perspective, parameter is nothing but the variable listed inside the parenthesis in the function definition, whereas argument is the actual value that is sent to the function when it is called. For example, def space my function, that is function name, in the parenthesis name is a parameter, print hello comma name. Then function calling by writing the function name my function and we provide that name, it is an argument, that is Emil. Number of arguments, example def space function name and we provide 2 arguments followed by we are printing both first name space last name and then finally we call the function by writing its name and provide 2 parameters, Emil and reference. By default, a function must be called with the correct number of arguments. If your function expects 2 arguments, you must call it with exactly 2 arguments. If you try to call the function with the wrong number of arguments, you will get an error. Python function with return value. Let's see an example. Def space function name with one argument x. Here we are returning 5 into x. Finally, we are calling this function 3 times by putting 3 different values. First time we put 3, then second time we put 5, and lastly we put 9. So here is the output we get: first 15, then 25 and 45. More examples of return keyword: def space square is the function. We provide one argument, that is n for the number. We return number into number, and finally we call the function name square by putting the value 4, and the result gets stored into variable res. And finally we are printing res. The output is 16. The next example, function to add two numbers. Def space function name add numbers. Two arguments in the parenthesis num1 and num2. We add num1 and num2 and store the result into sum, and finally we print the value of the sum. Here we called the function add numbers by providing two parameters 5, 4, and thus the output is the sum of 5 and 4, that is 9. We will discuss more about Python function in upcoming session, and there we will see all the examples practically. Thank you.